Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline and my today's guest is gone. Where are you? Okay, my today's guest is gone, I said, and now he's back. Kjell Phillips, I'm so happy that you are here today, that you came back into the room. And I want to introduce you to the audience, of course. Just a second. So we have this one. You have been searching for answers on why you are here and what you are meant to do for as long as you can remember. You found your answers and you are really excited to inspire others to get in touch with theirs and experience themselves for who they are. This is amazing. Hello and welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor to be here with you in this interview.
Oh, yes, same for me. Thank you for saying yes. I love to meet people all around the world and inspire the others, the audience. So, my first question is what inspires you?
I think what inspires me is to live a life with purpose, to live your life doing what you enjoy and what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and making the difference that you're meant to make as an individual.
I love that. Yes, thank you so much for sharing. Now I'm impressed and speechless. Well, my next question is, who inspires you? There are coaches and mentors you had for yourself, and who was the best coach you ever had?
That I would say. So I'm actually currently living in the home of my mentors right now. I'm upstairs. Um, I moved to Colorado Springs from California last year in March after taking their program online with them. They offered me an apprenticeship and they said, if you move in with us in Colorado Springs, we'll mentor you to become a coach. And I packed up my car and I came here on my intuition. I followed my heart. So I've been living with them for the past year. Um, there was a very sudden change of events this month, or last month actually. So my mentors are Vince and Mary Kramer, and my main mentor was Vince. He was the one who was training me the most, and their husband and wife. Unfortunately, on June 12th, in the morning, Vince actually passed away from a pulmonary embolism very suddenly. No one expected it. So he, I would say, is my greatest mentor and coach for sure. And I'm very passionate about continuing his work and his legacy. I was already planning on being a part of that, but now, especially with him gone, I think it's my privilege and honor to be able to continue with this work and take the baton, so to speak. So his wife is still here. We're still working, moving the business forward in our own unique way, but things have definitely transitioned and adapted because there was a lot of things in movement with Vince here. We were planning on starting a podcast. We were planning on doing a lot of things. And then he passed away. So now we're kind of in a transition trying to figure things out. But I knew my next best step was to get on podcasts and be a guest and get the word out as best as I could. So
Oh, thank you so much for doing this. And I'm sorry to hear that what happened. It's only 1 month ago, 5 weeks or so. It's very impressive what you said about leaving everything behind, moving in with your mentors. And you would not believe this. I did the same road trip last year in November. I went from Los Angeles to Colorado Springs and back. I came back, I'm back in Germany right now. Yes, it's amazing what you said. It's an amazing place to be. A good
mm-hmm.
vibration over there. I can feel it, and I love also that you keep. Can one say this? You keep the legacy, or you do this. You continue. You don't give up. You don't quit. You know your next step. You are very confident to do that. Yes. My next question. I don't know if you can still hear me. Yes, I will wait a little moment. Maybe this is our, yeah, there he is. I'm so happy. Okay, I have a next question, and it is, how do you inspire other people?
I would say I inspire other people with how I connect and how I express. I'm very passionate with my words, and I have a knack for making people feel comfortable. And I think when people are comfortable, they're more willing to see things differently and to open their minds and their hearts to new possibilities. One of the things, so I said I found my answers. A big part of what we believe here with purpose meaning joy is that everyone has a unique blueprint, which is the reason that they're here as an individual, as a soul. And there's three parts of that blueprint, which is the who, what, and why of who you are. And who I am is whimsically inspiring. What I do and what I have to offer is through creative expression and connection, help people to see themselves for who they are. And the reason I came here, my why, is to change perception. So I think by helping people to see themselves and to change their perception of not only themselves, but the world and reality, that's how I inspire people.
Oh yes, definitely. I can feel it. Thank you so much. It's important to allow other perspectives, let's say, to, yeah, to, and to be open. As you said, yeah, I like what you do. My next question, what are your gifts and talents?
My gifts and talents, I would say speaking is definitely one of them. I'm pretty good at, I play guitar. I'm very musically talented. I have a knack for seeing patterns and recognizing how things kind of fit together. I'm very intuitive, and I'm also extremely organized. I've done a lot of work in in cleaning and different forms of cleaning. I used to clean houses for a living. Right now, I'm actually a driver, but I would say my best gift is how I connect with people and how I can keep a conversation going and really really get to know someone in a way that I feel most people kind of only touch the surface, where I'm willing to go pretty deep pretty quickly. And because of my energy, I feel it's able, people are willing to open up faster, which I really appreciate. I'm all about being vulnerable and getting to the depth of things.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Also, when you said you like to speak and you also would love to appear on different podcasts in the future, for example, on stage as well. When did you start? When did you realize that you have talent?
Well, I've always, for a long time, I've always wanted to make a difference by communicating with people and expressing and speaking. I didn't really know what that meant for the longest time. I actually, I have a journal right here that I've had for years, and a long time ago when I would write, I remember specifically one day writing like a lot of I am statements. And one of the statements was, well, a few of the statements are, I'm here to speak, I'm here to teach, and I'm here to change. And I knew that that was coming from not just me, but my higher self and my actual soul. I just didn't recognize it until now, where I have a lot more awareness of myself, and my connection with that part of me, the non-physical part of me, is a lot stronger than it was at that point. So I think since I was little, and for a few, since I was probably 18 or 20, I've always wanted to be on a podcast or have my own podcast, just because I really like to connect with other people. And my I feel most alive conversation. So I work as a my day job is for Lyft and Uber. I drive, which is a perfect opportunity for me to meet a bunch of strangers and to really get to know people. And I know I'm living my purpose in that too, because I'm definitely not your typical Uber driver. So I get the opportunity to change people's perceptions just by being myself, because they're not really expecting someone like me to give them a ride.
Yeah, that's so true. Yes, I can feel it, and it is the best opportunity to talk to the people. And also, if you are not used to, you can train by doing by doing
Exactly.
this.
I get
Yeah,
practice. Yeah, I get to talk, and they're going to leave anyway, so I can make mistakes. It doesn't matter. I might never see them again.
you think so? There's this saying, we always meet twice or something. I don't know in English, you know. Yeah, this is amazing what you said about your gifts and talents. And of course, I would like to know about your goals. Do you set goals for yourself or intentions? And what is one of your goals for 2024?
For 2024, I would say to stabilize the business as because it's changed so much. So right now I have the opportunity and the privilege to continue with the programs and with Mary in our own unique way. Because before Vince was kind of the one running the show, and he more or less tossed both Mary and me the keys, and we're driving now, so we get to choose where we're going to go. And to take that responsibility and that leadership position, so really step into the work and not allow myself to play small anymore. So I know that I've come a long way. I'm only 30 years old, but I know I've learned a lot over my lifetime, and even more so in this past year. And I'm ready to step into a position of more responsibility and also more influence. So I would say to stabilize and officiate my position within Purpose Meaning Joy, as well as my position within what is it, like social media, and just get established, make my presence more known in what I'm passionate about, what I'm trying to share.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this. And when I think about Gary Vee, for example, he says it's important to be visible on all of the social media platforms. What do you think about that? And do you have, or where can we find you?
So that's what I'm trying to step into more. I'm on Instagram, and I have been posting some videos recently. I have a few, but I have a consistent stream that I've been doing called there was a show in the 90s called Taxi Cab Confessions. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I took that name and I switched it up because I drive for Lyft and Uber. I call it Taxi Cab Perceptions, and then what I do is I film myself when I'm driving, and I'll just share my insights and my views of the world or myself to kind of inspire and create critical thought and just reflection. But that's just kind of the beginning. I want to get a lot more out there, but I have a Facebook. We have the website for Purpose Meeting Joy, which is in transition right now, but I plan on becoming a lot more visible in this year.
That sounds good. How about TikTok?
TikTok I do not have yet, but I'm sure I could probably benefit from having.
Because I'm saying this because I had an interview a couple of days ago, and the person there is well known, but in Germany, a well known TikToker, and he was one of the first. I met him 3 years ago through TikTok, who was filming him at work. He works at a bakery, and it was during COVID, so only the bakeries were open at that time in Germany, for example. And now we talked about that more people are doing this. So when you say this, it's very interesting for me as well. Do you film your guests as well when they are in your car?
Oh no, I haven't started. I would like to potentially. That was always an idea for me. Is it would be kind of a fun podcast idea to have them involved, to just have a conversation with them. I'd need to get their permission. Also, I'm not really sure what the legal standpoint with Lyft and Uber is. There might be some issues with that, but that's definitely something I would consider for sure.
Oh, but you definitely can meet your, you can do a meeting afterwards and then interview them, for
Yeah,
example. It would be an
exactly.
idea.
Create the connection and then find a better place.
Oh, I love that very much. Very inspiring. I have to think about it because I also want to do this like streaming more often. I'm at TikTok, and I can recommend this to you definitely to step into that. But I also know that there are some things going on in the US with TikTok and maybe changes. Instagram, I will check it out. Please reach out to Kjell. He's amazing. Connect. It's all about connection. Yes. And now I have one last question for you. And it is, when people reach out to you after listening to this episode, do you have special offers and services? And yeah, for the Inspired Podcast community.
I would say the best way to get in touch with the work is to reach out to me personally. You can go to purposemeaningjoy.com. There is a lot of information on there that, even though we're in transition right now, you still can get a hold of us, which is important. And we are continuing our first program, which is called Accelerate Your Purpose, which is where we give you the tools and the support to uncover those 3 most important questions. Who am I? What do I have to offer? And why am I here? And the most important thing is that we don't give you the answers, because a lot of the times when we're looking for these answers, our coaches can kind of tell us their way, but it needs to be your way, and we'll help you find your way.
Oh, I love that so much what you said. It's so important because people are seeking for answers, and then it is so easy to give away the responsibility and say, I compare it often to a gym. You pay for a gym, but you don't go to it. It's just for saying, oh, I did something, but in fact it's not. You have to do the work. So important. Thank you for sharing and reminding me as well. And now it's time for your last message to the audience.
My last message is, okay, well, I would say, so what I'm learning is I've always had a calling for as long as I can remember. That's why I was searching, because I could hear and feel this calling for something more in life. I just knew that there was more to life. I always thought it was, what I would always tell people is, I know magic is real. I don't know what it means, but I know magic is real. I know that there's more to what we're told. There's more to what we believe. And this isn't just a coincidence or chaos that we're living in. And there's a lot more perfection and meaning behind everything. And I always knew that I was here for a reason. I just didn't know what that reason was. I think a lot of people have some level of this calling. And I think what I'm starting to realize is that a lot of people don't even recognize it's a calling, but it's this yearning and this frustration and this being tired of the same old stuff, like not doing what they think they should do, doing what they're told they should do, and things just don't pan out. Like I got the good job, I got everything, and I'm still not happy. And there's a reason for that, and that's because you're not fully aligned with who you are and the reason you're meant to be here. That you're not making the difference you're meant to make. So until you uncover that all 3 parts of yourself and you align with that, you're always going to be a little unfulfilled and not quite meeting the mark that you feel like you should and that you deserve to, because it's the life that you're meant to live. And until we listen and understand this calling and then answer and take action in alignment, our lives will kind of always stay the same, but we have the power to create our own reality and to live the life that we've always wanted. We just have to listen, answer, and take action.
Definitely. Thank you so much. I will listen to this episode again. There were so many nuggets in it. Thank you so much for our interview.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This was amazing. I had a really good time.
Thank you, and see you in the next episode.